Good morning, Matt. Chodesh Tov. We are on Sichot Haran, chapter Daled. We are learning today for a refuah shalema for your son, Asher Chaim ben Dina Malka. Also for a refuah shalema for some of the victims in the recent uptick in terror in Israel. I have the list here: Oriel bat Limor, Odell ben Miriam, Moshe ben ben Orly, Natan ben Odell, Meir Yitzhak ben Sarah, Aaron Moshe, Chaim ben Chayachana, Devir ben Shoshana, Abraham ben Ruth, Ron Shai ben Sigalit, Schar ben Shoshana, Yosef Chaim ben Chava, Meor ben Daniela. Okay, so the learning today, this chapter, it's very interesting. It's basically on the topic of money. And as Rabbi Nachman starts out, he says that Achshav, in nowadays, and he's talking 200 years ago, so it's interesting once we go through this to put it in today's perspective. He's talking 200 years ago. But in our times, it's very hard, he says, for an ish kasher, a religious person, to have wealth, to have true wealth. We'll see what he defines wealth as in a minute. He says that in order to have wealth, a religious person has to yirida, to go down a lot, religiously, chas v'shalom, in order to have real money. And it says, and even then, that it's still not a guarantee that they're going to have real money. There's no guarantee even with Rashayim, even regular people who go down or make a decision to distance themselves from Hashem and Avodas Hashem. Whether it's, I'm not sure yet what he's talking about, whether it's moral decisions they're making in business, whether it's a lack of focus on not learning, whether it's a lack of focus on Avodas Hashem, what it is, I'm not necessarily sure yet, but he says that there's definitely a Yerida, a great descent. He says, Yerida Gedola. It's a great descent for a religious person to have real wealth. They have to go down. He's going to give them the reason for this in a minute. He says that it's very rare in our days for a religious person, that it's extremely rare to have real wealth. And he gives the reason for this now. He says that the reason is that when we had the Beis HaMikdash, inside of the Beis HaMikdash you had golden candelabras, the menorahs, all kinds of things that were made out of gold and silver, and it was really the center of wealth in the world, not just for Jews. It was the center of wealth in the world, the Beis HaMikdash. And when the Beis HaMikdash was taken away from us, when it fell, both by its Rishon, by its Sheni, the first and second temple, because it represented wealth, and because it was destroyed and fell, so did wealth at that time. Wealth went down in the world, and it fell into the hands of the klipot, the other side, so to speak, the husks. That's the actual translation. That the wealth fell into the hands of the klipot, and in order, it says that there's it brings a pasuk in Eicha v'tered Pilayim, that it went down in a big way. Pilayim, Otiot Alafim, that it actually talks about what is the translation of Pilayim, like a pella in a big way, but it also means Pilayim Alafim, that thousands. So the euros, the dollars, the gold bars, they fell in a major way. And so, again, for a person who wants wealth, they have to descend to go get that wealth. And even then, Rabbi Nachman's saying that there is no guarantee that they're going to get it. Even once they make this decision in their head, I want to be rich, I want whatever, that it's very rare for whether it's a religious person, an ish kasher, whether it's a rasha, whether it's a Beinoni, just a normal person, that it's very rare in our times, and this is 200 years ago, so I don't know what we're talking about today, but it's very rare to have this kind of wealth. Now, we know that there are rich people in the world, and there's plenty of rich Jews, and there's plenty of rich religious Jews. So what are we talking about? And I'm going to say this in a minute. That again, he's talking about that you have to go a great distance to distance yourself from Hashem, to this yirida, to go down, to go get the wealth. And what he's saying is that even the people who have wealth today, that what is wealth? Here's his definition of wealth. It's mizuman, cash. So that most people who have wealth today, it's invested in the stock market, it's invested in bonds, it's invested in real estate, it's invested in business. Rabbi Nachman's definition of wealth, and I believe this is the definition given in the Gemara in Shabbos later, that the definition of wealth is cash. Thousands and thousands of coins, thousands of dollars in hard currency. So most people do not have this. It's even maybe by that definition, maybe that answers the question. So how do you look at people today who apparently are very wealthy, and they seem that they're religious or ish kasher? I'm not sure if that means religious, but they're on the path of serving Hashem. So maybe that's an answer that we're talking mizuman, that we're talking dollars, like actual green paperback dollars. He goes further into this question. He says that there are examples of tzaddikim and ish kasherim that do have money, that they do have cash. So we do have examples today of people who do have this. He says, however, it's kasher me'od me'od. He uses the word kasher me'od me'od. That you will find examples of people who are serving Hashem, tzaddikim, who are on very high levels, who are serving Hashem, who have money. They have green cash or shekel or shkolim or euros or whatever the currency where they are is. They have it. So what does that mean? Does that mean that they went down to get it? He says it's very hard for them to have this, and it's mazik lahem lavodatam, that it harms their avodas Hashem. It harms. It presents a danger to their service in serving Hashem. But you do have it, and he gives says that tzaddikim who have money today are really a gilgul, a reincarnation of people who served Hashem from poverty. That they it's another reincarnation of them, another lifetime, another life of theirs that they served Hashem out of complete and dire poverty. And that could be a reason that they have money today, that they made a choice in another lifetime not to go down, not to distance themselves from Hashem, and to serve Hashem from poverty, and so they merited to serve Hashem from a point of wealth. Okay. And then next, Nachman says that he quotes his grandfather. His father was Rav Simcha, and his grandfather was Rav Nachman Hordenka, who's actually buried in Tiberia in Israel, and he was a very close student of Baal Shem Tov. So he quotes a Gemara in Shabbos that says Orech Yamim. So he says that on the right side of life is Torah, and I'm sorry. On the right side of Torah is long life, and on the left side is honor and wealth. So you have these two despairing, two very different paths. You have on the right side of Torah is a choice. So you either go to the left, you either go to the right and get long life, and to the right is honor and wealth. And so the question in the Gemara is, so what does that mean? Do you have to choose? This is in Gemara Shabbos on Samach Gimel. I'm not sure what side, but somewhere over there. And he talks about the Gemara. The Gemara asks a question. So do you have to choose? So does it really mean that? So if you're going to the left, and you're going to get long life, that you can't have wealth and honor. If you're going to go to the right and get wealth and honor, that you can't have long life. There's kol sheken, that no, it doesn't really mean that. It's not an actuality. So Rav Nachman is quoting his grandfather, Rav Nachman Hardenka, who says that when it says kol sheken, that it's not an actuality. It's a lot of times that's how we talk. Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. If you go to the right, then you can have. For sure, if you go to the right, and you get long life and wealth. So yes, of course, you can also have. Um, I'm sorry. If you go to the right side of Torah and you have long life, of course, you can also have honor and wealth. But he said, so Nachman Hardenka is saying it's not so simple. It's saying that it's sort of like a way of speaking that's saying kol sheken, that it's not so simple. Um, okay. And another thing here that I have written in my notes here that was from I learned this sefer with um, uh, from Rav Maimon, but on his website he has Tzvi Ari Rosenfeld, who's his father-in-law and his rebbe. He quotes from this year, from when I did this year first, I was with Rosenfeld. Um, says Shabbos Kodesh is the cure for lust for money. Lechem Mishnah, which means double food, double shefa, then during the week. Lechem equals um, three times Hashem, three times Hashem's name. Two challahs, six times Hashem's name. And we have an Indian of a tzaddik Zion. I'm not okay. We'll skip that part. But basically, I guess the point here is that um, most people we look at today, they have an attitude, especially in the United States. Okay, put our heads down, work from 5 in the morning till 12 o'clock at night, and I'm going to be wealthy. And at the same time, I think I can be an ish kasher. I think I can serve Hashem, learn a little bit, but I'm going after the wealth. And Rabbi Nachman here is saying no, saying that it's a rarity. It's a rarity that you have an ish kasha, a religious person, who's interested in serving Hashem, that they could have real wealth. And again, real wealth is having millions of dollars of cash on hand. That is a rarity. Um, okay, so again, may our learning today, I hope that it was a zechut for your son, Asher Chaim Ben Dina Malka, and all the people who were injured in the recent terror attacks going on now in Israel. Have a wonderful day.